He's here, he's there, he's everywhere. Who you gonna call? Psychic friend Fredbear.
So who is psychic friend Fredbear? Well, in the 8-bit cutscenes of this game we take control of a crying child who owns a set of 5 plushies, one of them more peculiar than the others, the Fredbear Plush. Throughout the minigames, Fredbear is shown to always follow the crying child everywhere he goes. No matter where you go, he will always be there, watching you. He also seems to be his guardian angel. When the crying child gets locked in his room, he is there to comfort him. But there is even a vicious side to him. He is sometimes demanding, bossing the child around, when he tells him to escape Fredbear and playing with his fears to make him do what he wants. At the end of the game, when crying child is being hospitalized after
the bite of 83,
Fredbear Plush appears before him along with the other plushies. The last sentence he says to his owner is, "I will put you back together," before fading away. One thing to note is that, when he speaks in this cutscene, his text color is different. Keep this detail in mind, because we will come back to it. So, now that we've talked about what this plushie's role in the story is, let's see what his true identity is. The general consensus is that Fredbear Plush is actually William Afton, speaking to his son through a walkie-talkie, as he watches him with multiple cameras, which might explain how Fredbear is basically everywhere, from the sewers to a flower. This theory spawned when Sister Location came out. At the end of the game, you can go on to Roots, you can enter the scooping room, get murdered by Ennard, get brand new eyes and get the canon ending. Or you can go in Afton's private room by going against Baby's orders.
You must follow my instructions and go forward.
Access granted.
It seems that you have accidentally wandered into a restricted area.
In this room, you can already notice our plushy friend in the desk with some kind of device on him, which looks to be a walkie-talkie. Next to them are a set of 3 monitors, which you can activate by typing in 1983 in a keypad, and get a video feed of the Fnaf 4 house. Seems like the game is hinting that this whole time, Fredbear Plush was Afton. But there are some gaping holes in this theory. For one, in one of the minigames, Fredbear Plush tells us to get past the animatronics in order to find help. After this, if you turn back, we see Afton seemingly helping an employee with a spring Bonnie suit in the parts and service room, far away from his private room. Why would this guy, William Afton, the man who has a super secret video feed of a house, talk to his son through a walkie-talkie with an employee around? And he doesn't even kill him to hide any witnesses. When we get locked in the back room we see what could be a dead body. There is hair in there, right? No, this is not hair. These are just wires coming out of the suit. Otherwise, the wires would be the same color as this part of the sprite. So we're supposed to believe that this guy saw Afton talking to a walkie-talkie and went home scot-free. Another thing to add is that Fredbear Plush says tomorrow is another day to the child when he gets scared by his brother Michael wearing a foxy mask. Why would Afton talk to his son at that moment when Mike could easily hear him? Many people say that because of Elizabeth's death, Afton doesn't want his son to go near the animatronics, so he stalks him constantly and monitors him so he doesn't lose another child. My question is, why would he care? Afton clearly doesn't care for his children. For Elizabeth, he could have easily not brought her to circus babies so that she wouldn't get hurt. Or maybe programmed Funtime Freddy to look after her, since he has a built-in tracker for Bon Bon. For Michael, When Elizabeth dies, he sends him to a suicide mission that gets him killed. And for the crying child, man gets bullied every day by his brother, and we get no hint that William lectures Michael for that, since he is always absent. Does that seem like an overprotective father to you? No, in fact, nobody in the Afton family would have died the way they did if he was overprotective and always in the lookout. So why would he even bother to make an entire camera system for his youngest son to monitor him at all times? At first glance, the device on Fredbear might look like a walkie-talkie, but if you look closer, you can see that it's a remote for the cameras. That's why it has a lot of buttons on it. It even has a knob to turn the camera. And as for the feed itself, it's clearly for the animatronics located in the house. In the map in the breaker room panel, you can see dots in the Fnaf 4 house. It would make sense for Afton to install cameras in a place in which animatronics are stored in a house in which someone resides in. So like the plushie he keeps on his desk did, William is stalking someone.
It's time for the moment you've been waiting for.
So, now that I've shown the most widely accepted theory, let's get on with mine. If I don't believe that Fredbear is Afton, who is he? Well, Scott Cawthon actually put a couple of hints in the game that seemed to go unnoticed. He shares a lot of parallels to someone else we know. These connections are located in a certain room in the Afton house. Let's see if you can find them. Can you see them? Let's get a clearer view.
They tried to remake Foxy, you know? They thought the first one was too scary, so they redesigned them to be more kid-friendly and put them in Kids Cove to keep the toddlers entertained, you know. But kids these days just can't keep their hands to themselves. The staff literally had to put Foxy back together at the end of every shift. Eventually they just stopped trying and left him as some kind of take-apart, put-back-together attraction.
Speaking of putting things together, if we go outside the house and walk for a bit, we can meet the Freddy bully chilling near a sewer drain. And guess who is in the sewer drain? Now our good friend, a lot like somebody else. And in the way to Fredbear we meet this orange big-tail girl. Let's see what she has to say. Wow, big-tail girl. You sure had to say that to someone who probably fears the animatronics. But wait, she warns the crying child about the animatronics, reminding him of what will happen if they catch him. We've already seen another character do that, right? And look, her text color and look seem awfully familiar. And look what's close to her, the Fredbear flower, a flower like the one we see in the painting of the sister's room. Another thing I've noticed is that, when you exit the house, Fredbear's eyes don't follow you like they do inside the house. Why? Well, maybe, because the source of the eyes is located somewhere else. Fredbear Plush is a kind guardian angel to the crying child, but he can be quite demanding and rude towards him too, a lot like a sweet but demanding little girl.
Daddy just once let me go play with her. She's so pretty and shiny. Didn't you make her just for me? Daddy, she can make balloons. Have you seen her make balloons? Oh, Daddy, let me go to her.
And finally, let's talk about Fnaf World. At the beginning of the game we get this cutscene with two light yellow eyes. We see these eyes again at the start of Update 2. This time, they reveal their voice.
The show will begin momentarily. Everyone, please stay in your seats.
The true identity of the Fredbear Plush is none other than Elizabeth Afton. After her death at the hands of Circus Baby, she doesn't want her brother to meet her fate, so she possesses his plushie to help him. She toys around with her brother's fears and spreads rumors as a girl from the neighborhood to keep him away from the animatronics, taking the appearance of the one who killed her. However, no matter what she didn't stop Michael and his friends, and in the end, the crying child died at the hands of an animatronic, just like his sister, and as he dies, Elizabeth promises that she will put him back together, trying to comfort him at his deathbed using his plush friends, before he inevitably flatlines. And there you have it, the true identity of the Fredbear Plush. This is my theory for him. I would like to see what you think of this. Is there something that I've missed? I'd like to know from all of you. See you all next time.